welcome back to Ruster Road. Somebody forgot to turn the mic on, so it turns out I'd been talking to myself all morning, not actually realised. So I'll most of this video will be voiceover. I do apologise, but we'll get a look around the cars and hopefully you'll enjoy the video. It'll be a little midweek filler. The auction is on Saturday the 31st. If any of you want to tune in, WB and Sons website, have a look. They're a great bunch of lads there, and they've got some nice cars in. We've mainly focused on the stuff that's sort of below our market. That's what we like. We like the below our market stuff that needs work, but they do have classics in there for everybody. Modern classics, pristine classics, bit more classics that need work and stuff. So yeah, they're a great bunch of lads down there. Just give them a ring or give them a message and they'll sort you out. They'll give you as much information as they've got in the car, or pop down and have a look. But yeah, enjoy the video. Thank you very much. Nice little standard. I think it's a standard Vanguard. This rolling shell would make for a good little project car. This spicy engineering, get a nice interior in it, have a bit of fun. Would be a lovely car if I could dry store it and work on it properly. That little Coma van next to it, I believe it's a Coma anyway, somebody will correct us. Reminds us of a Mark 1 Transit a bit, with the front sliding doors on and whatnot. Lovely thing, but it's a bit too much for us. And then on to the Singer. This Singer was a little bit rough for a driveway project. We've got no sort of dry space to store at the minute. So everything's on the drive, so you kind of got to do a job and hope it either doesn't rain or it'll stay dry. It's a nice Hemi V8 next to it, 300C. This is a lovely car, this. Quite cheap as well, to be honest, but we've got no need for it. Missing a few bits of trim inside and stuff. I think it was there, but I think it's in the back. Lovely car though. And then this little Polo, ideal if you're a new driver and wanting to get into fixing your own cars. That bumper there, bit of hot water or heat gun and push that from the back, that bumper will come out no problem. Now look at this little Datsun. Not sure what the model is. I've never seen one of these before. Absolutely lovely though. Screaming out for an RB or a SR20 lump dropped in it. It's lovely, this. This is a little Nissan Bakkie. Never even heard of these. It's a South African import on twin carbs. Nice thing, like. Onto a Corsa B Sport here. This is clean for one of these. These were big back in the early noughties. In the boy race I seen. Absolutely immaculate car for what it is. Inside was nice and clean. It's an unmolested example. Lovely little sort of put away and use every now and again car, that. Just keep it on the road and going as is. Certainly going up in value now. Again, I was amazed at how clean it was. They're normally molested and used. Something a bit more modern here, a Jag F-Pace. Cheap estimate, I think it was 8,000 to 9,000, which means the reserve on it will be about 8.5. Lovely car, but again, I'm not too sure on these. It's a bit out of my depth. This, are these as reliable as the Land Rovers and the Jag XFs, where they've got quite a few problems, or are the modern engines. I'm not too sure. If you know, let us know in the comments. But I thought it was cheap for what it is. Looked like a lovely dealie to somebody for the money it's going for. Not my cup of tea, but certainly looked a lovely dealie for somebody. Little Fiat Panda 4x4 here. Again, this was a no reserve car. Looked like just a cheap user, really. Be pretty cool with a lift kit on, some muddies. Get a snorkel on it and take it off roading to see what it'll do. Put a bit of a roof tent on the top there. Roof tent will probably be bigger than the car, to be honest. But aye, it's a lovely little car that. Had a few scratches and blemishes on it, and interior needed a good valet, but again, if that's your thing and you get into that cheap, it would be a nice little car for somebody, I'm sure that. With not much work. Nice little Vectra Estate here. This is a 3.2 V6. Quite nice car these. It's an elite model, so top spec. Grew up around Vauxhalls. My dad had the Amigas. He had a couple of Amigas, one of them being the V6 one. That was an elite model as well. Lovely car them. Grew up around Vauxhalls and Fords, so you've got to appreciate them. Onto a competitor of the Vectra here. Nice Mondeo ST. This is the 3 litre V6. Now I've had a Mondeo ST before, the 2.2 diesel. Lovely car. So underrated. The spec you get with them, the engines in them, they're great cars for not a lot of money these, and if I had the room, this would definitely be coming home with me to get saved and put back to its former glory. So I could use it on those summer days with that nice sounding V6, get a stainless exhaust on, and they're lovely cars. Full leather car this, and you can just see how clean that is inside. It's a lovely car. Cruise control, the heated seats, you could use that as a daily quite easily. Tax is a bit high on it, but what car isn't? Now on to I believe this to be an E36, but I'm sure I'll get corrected. It was a 328i this. A nice car, needed a bit of work. Velour interior. Lovely car, just wanted a bit of work to get it saved and back on the road to its former glory. Lovely straight 6 engine in it. The pair them, they're a fantastic engine, the straight 6s. And when the donkey gets his hand out the way of the camera, he'll be able to have a good look around it. Something a bit more my cup of tea, this, an Escort Saloon. It's fitted with a 2 litre Zetec engine out of a Focus ST170. It's had carbs put on, but it's an absolutely lovely example, and for me that's done perfectly. It's lowered a little bit, but everything's subtle on it, so to the outside it just looks like a sort of lowered Escort, but I bet you that goes like stink. It's on a standalone ECU kit. Inside was immaculate half leather seats and stuff. Absolutely lovely little car. One of them you could sort of just buy and hammer around for the summer if you wanted, with no work at all. On to an Impreza here. This is a WRX model. Lovely car. Estimate of 1 to 2, so it'll be about 1,500 quid reserve. But it was a typical Impreza as well. It had rust. There was a few different shades of grey. Wasn't quite 50 shades of grey, but it wasn't far off. But again, cheap way into an Impreza if that's your thing. I know I certainly would love it, but I just haven't got the space, and like I say, we're on to trying to get to a Defender, so unfortunately the gaffer says I cannot have this one, otherwise I definitely would have been interested in having a bit on it. Bit of rust across the roof there, back arches are rough. But yeah, just wanted an STI spoiler on that and it was good to go. E46 325i, this automatic. The car was locked so we couldn't have a good look inside of it, but it was cream leather interior. It looked clean from the outside, nice wheels on, bit rusty on its front wings, but lovely car. Them front wings changed, it would be really nice in a user. Automatic gearbox. I'd prefer a manual if I was going to get something like that, to be honest. It's about the drivability for me. Autos have their place, but prefer the manual. And on to our Rover now. This is our Rover. It's in there, so you'll see a bit more of a detailed video on this sort of next week. This video will probably drop midweek. Auction's Saturday, so I'll probably get a video out to you Sunday, but I got this running and driving, and then I've getting into the phase of where it's on the road and it can be used, and it just wants somebody to take it to that next level. Once the interior retrimmed, if you're really that fussy, I wasn't too bothered. And it wants the paintwork looked at, but again, I wasn't too bothered. I got it to usable, I got it to roadworthy and safe. Put new brake cylinders on it, new brake booster on it. Had a full service, new ignition leads, HT leads, sorry, new dizzy cap, new points, plugs. It's had quite a bit, that car, and like I say, have a look on the WB and Sons website, they've done a video on it. It was alright, I just wanted taken across the finishing line. I did put a new section in the back arch because that was rotted through when I bought it, so we're welding a new section in, that's why the paint's a different colour. Dad's just fixing the door seal there. The glue would, to be honest, it was old glue and we put on the new door seals, but we hadn't glued them in properly, so it needs redone. Something a little bit different here. So this is 2015 Suzuki Alto, I believe to be a K car with a 200 kilogram weight limit, which is about me. Not quite, but about. But yeah, it was a lovely little car. It was immaculate what we could see. Nice and clean. It would be mint for a new driver or somebody that just wants to pop to the shops on once a week. Immaculate inside. Bobby basic, like there was windy windows, keep fit. There wasn't much at all with the car. Some wheel trims in the boot there. Lovely car. Indians will not hear the sound of this Cosy rolling in. It sounded absolutely beautiful. Nice to see an Esco Cosworth out in the flesh. Looking at a Defender here, and I know I said I wanted one, but this would be me perfect one. It's had Galv chassis put on, new suspension. You could eat a dinner from under there if you want to do. It was absolutely immaculate. This would be a perfect candidate because they haven't focused too much on the top. They've done all the underneath work, which is the hard bit and the expensive bit, and I just want it finished off on the top, which is I want to make it my own anyway, so that would have been perfect for me. It's a bit too much money. I think it was about a £6,000 reserve on this. So it's a bit too much for me, but eventually we'll get there in the end. TD5 engine. Again, the engine choice I would have if I could choose a one. Get the bodywork all sorted out. Probably keep it in the blue colour. But then I want to resto mod the interior so I can use it daily. Nice bucket seats in there and comfy seats. Get it all modernised. CarPlay in and stuff like that. Just a general daily user that can go anywhere, and cheap tax, cheap insurance. I mean, you can use it every day. Now this is a little bit of fun. Mark 6 Fiesta. I think it's a ZX S, but it's fitted with a K20 in. Now, whoever's done this conversion, hats off to you. It's a local lad, I think. So if he does see the video, what a car you've got there. Absolutely beautifully done. And you just would not expect to see that coming down the road at you, but I bet you it goes like shit off a stick. And then on to a nice little Beefer Cupra there. I think this one was a PD. It could have been an 1820 valve. I haven't had one of these, but I've had a couple of 1820 valves, and I've had a couple of PDs. I love them. They're great cars, serve their purpose, and pretty cheap to get some power out of as well. Ford Model T here. Good little car this. Look at that driving position. Are you pressing all them pedals at once, or do you think you can actually get them individually? So this was in 1924, I believe, and I think these first came out in 1901 or 1902. Well, I hope you enjoy this video, and thank you for watching. Please, if you did enjoy it, remember to like, comment and subscribe. We'll be back to working on the cars normally in a couple of weeks. It's auction weekend this weekend, so there'll be a bit of a video on that, and a video coming out of the Rover, if it sold, if it didn't, if it made reserve, where we got to with it. I'll film that. So that'll be this week's video, or this weekend's video, should I say. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you at the weekend. Thank you.